We got one, as you can see, up in the upper right hand corner of the screen. Trying to get the other exhaust manifold flange off, which is behind that oxygen sensor, which is even hard to get light back there. So, yeah. I'm using a long extension, a wobble socket, and a 15mm. Yep, this sucks. So, got them both out. The secret to the one on the left is to not use a wobble socket, but it's just a bolt with a nut with a flange to hold it in place. So, just an FYI, gotta put these back in. Oh boy. Right here, these bolts and nuts. So these got to be replaced. I went ahead and bought all these from Mopar. Got all the bolts and a new exhaust manifold gasket. So my guess is one of these are broken. As you'll see, these right here are this is what holds the manifold on, and then a heat shield goes on over the top of it and bolts to the top. So that's why these are kind of funny looking. And this is my PCV valve that I gotta never changed out. Maybe I'll do that today. Alright, let's get to it. It's a little trick I do. If you ever use a work light and end up, when you start getting tired, tripping over the cord, just wrap it around over the hood and use some clamps or a vise or whatever. String it up out of the way. One less thing that you're tripping on when you're trying to work. So, I think I already found a culprit. Went down to take this bolt off, and oh wait, it's already sheared off there. See that? That's the back of the bolt. This should be holding my exhaust manifold on. So I got the got the front nut off, the heat shield down there. So there's two of these. The one in the back where I was pointing off is sheared right here at the head. So I just have this stud part left that I'll have to extract. So that'll be fun trying to wrangle that off. But this is a 10mm, so far I've used a 15mm and a 10. Oh, one thing that I realized, one of my big fears, could be happen with another one, was that this bolt sheared off at the head. Not at the head of the bolt, but at the actual head of the engine block. In which case I would have to get an easy out, pull the head off the engine, the whole 9 yards. So the fact that it's sheared off right there is a very good sign. Don't attempt this if you're not willing to pull the head off an engine, because you might get this far and realize, oh my goodness, I'm in for way more than I had expected. So, or you know, just have it towed to your shop if you get this far and you realize you're in over your head, but you got to pay for a tow. So as you can see, maybe this thing is oh, somehow got it slid under the front of the engine. I'm not going to be able to redo that if I tried. So, here's our culprit. 2 broken bolts. And I wonder why my exhaust was loud. Alright, back at it. Okay, so on the first bolt, or nut, I was using a step down from a 1/4 inch. I guess what is an 1/8 inch? Itty bitty, whatever it is. But wasn't deep enough for this bottom one. So I had to get my, I don't know, bigger wrench, 3/8, step it down to a 1/2 inch. So just an FYI, if you get a 10mm, get one that's a deep well. That will help out. So now I just gotta remove these 2 nuts so I can reuse them, and we're off to the races. So I'm using a 12mm on the bottom and a 10 on the top. Alright, so that's our culprit. So I gotta get the bottom bolts here all down through there, so I'm gonna try going up through the bottom. Okay, so I have the all the bolts out except for the two studs that are broken. This can be told by this disgusting story. So now I gotta get the manifold out. There we go. And out. So now I just got to get the last two halves out. Start off with these small pliers. Alright. Oh. Oh, you little cheeky monkey. So I got it scraped down, use this, and then just some steel wool. Get it nice and clean for mounting it. Got my new manifold. Something to pay attention to before you start putting bolts in. Notice that this little guy are different. These go in the back a little bit longer. These go in the front. So don't get them backwards and then realize you gotta turn it around. So I have the manifold slid back in now. Just got it setting in place, and the hard part now is going to be trying to slide the gasket in right there and trying to get all the bolts in, so wish me luck. So I got froggy and took the inner fender lining out, and I'm glad I did because I was having a really difficult time getting in here, but as you can see, if the camera will adjust, there's have easy access to both the bolts, both the front and the rear. And I also have access to get these two in right here. So connect the flange to the exhaust. So I just wanted to show you something. Once I have access in here, these nuts have this little washer welded on them. So when you're torquing down, it'll turn and actually hit the manifold and stop it from spinning. So when you tighten it up, it'll cinch down on its own. The nut goes on top and the bolt goes on the bottom. Sounds good. So here's the hodgepodge of parts I used. Oh, minus that. But the biggest things are these pliers to get the, I guess they were studs at that point, the old broken bolts out. I think I used a 10mm, 12, 13, and a 15 to get the lug nuts off. But you don't have a wrench. This one, actually I took the pin out of it. Normally locks in place, but this was a huge help in getting them all out. Definitely, if you're going to go at it, take the fender lining out as well. So it's not that bad of a job, it's just really time consuming and pain in the patootie. So I hope this helps. If you got any questions, just let me know, or you can just write a comment on the bottom. See ya!